late evening, late afternoon. I'm going to try to adjust this before we start. There we go. All right. As you all see, I'm working on my mural. So while I'm painting, getting this day to end on a good note, let me first start by saying that you are important and you are valuable. My name is William Surf Riles, and I welcome you to our We Route for a Cure page. This video is dedicated to Miss Jamie, who is a part of the We Route for a Cure family. She just got her ammo packed and power water regimen, so I'm starting with her. And anyone that orders any of my supplements, remember you all will get a complimentary email on how to start everything, including your instructions. I will send you all a video voice message, excuse me, on your phone. So check your text messages as well as your emails. Again, this video is for the intended purpose of edutainment, entertainment, as well as education combined into one. As of now, I believe the Bears are playing right now against Green Bay. I hope they win. As long as they beat them just once, I'm happy. So they beat them once this year. That's all that matters to me. I'm a serious Bears fanatic, but I'm very emotional when it comes to football. Today's assignment, pardon the glitches. Today's assignment is the bigger picture. 14 days from now, 28 days from now, 30 days from now, 45 days from now, 90 days from now, 120 days from now, 6 months from now. Where are you going to see yourself in the bigger picture? Pardon, I'm staying by a fire station, so you may hear the fire department pass through as I'm making this video. I don't want anyone to start any regimens. I don't want anyone to start buying any health supplements until you figure out exactly where you want to be in the next 3 days, 6 days, 3 months, 6 months. I want you to take a look at this picture. And I want you to imagine yourself as this picture and seeing you redevelop the image that you want to complete. As you can see, I got a motorcycle here. I got a motorcycle here. I got a lady here. I got a guy here, and I'm still adding on. This is what you are going to do as you begin to heal. Again, I apologize. I stay by a firehouse, so the ambulances and the fire station, they pass through here regularly, so you may hear that consistently, and I hope it's not too much. You have to look at yourself like a work of art before it is even completed. You have to look at yourself as if you're saying to yourself, I am already healed, and this is how I look when I'm healed. I'm already in the best shape of my life. This is how I look when I'm in the best shape of my life. I am already financially stable. This is how I look being financially stable. This is how I look when I'm at my best. And once you see that vision, you have to put it on paper. This is what I'm going to do to get there. This is what I'm going to do to make sure that the next thing that I want in life, the steps are already there. So, as the title of this is, 1 day is equivalent to 3 days. If you follow this process and everything that you're doing, you may not like the fact that the process is slow, but when you finish, you're going to see yourself in a different place. Write down what you are trying to accomplish. I want to heal myself from cancer. I want to heal myself from feeling depressed. I want to heal myself from looking like I'm not in the best place in my life. I want to heal myself from being depressed. I want to heal myself from being in a rut-like mindset. Write it down. 14 days from now, What steps are you going to make in order to see that done? And why that 1 day equivalent to 3 day process is going to help you. So this is what I do. First thing that I do, because I'm a Gemini, I got 18,000 people in my head. Very first thing I had to realize going through my transition from being a person of cancer to a person that is cancer free. You can't expect everything to work for you just like that. You're going to have to get that out of your head, because thinking like that is the reason why you in this situation now. You can't think straight when you got 8,000 different ideas flowing through your head. And me being an artist, I'm always thinking. That adds too much stress to your body, where you can work on one thing and get that out the way. And make sure that when you do it, you get a list on how you're going to attack it. So let's say you're not feeling good. Let's say you got a health issue. It will benefit you to look at the situation and find out exactly why you have this situation. I don't want to lose anybody. You can't fix a problem if you don't know what the problem is. Check. Again, you cannot fix a problem and you don't know what the problem is that needs to be fixed. Why are so many of you all suffering from health-related issues? Because you do not know why the issue even came about. Write it down. Why do you feel this way? Write it down. I was depressed because I was trying so hard to reach a goal, but for other people's satisfaction and not my own. And when that didn't happen, I ended up in such a depressed state that it affected everything that I was trying to do. So now I'm looking for temporary satisfaction just to feel better for that moment. And I'm still in the same situation that I was in before I was trying to find temporary satisfaction. Write it down. What's the bigger picture? I am trying to get here. What is it going to require of you to get there? You may have to slow down. You may have to go broke. You may not have the opportunity to go out and date and go to the movies and all that. But when you make those sacrifices, the end result is you will be in a better place. You may have to stop eating all that junk food. I know ice cream tastes good. I know ice cream and candy and cakes and cookies and pizzas and hot dogs. It tastes so good. But is it worth you sitting in the hospital with a tumor the size of a golf ball, a tumor that grew into another tumor, and it's affecting everything, including your eyesight, your manhood, your womanhood, and your ability just to sit here and look straight into a camera? Is it worth it? Or taking that sacrifice and removing this stuff from you will end in the result of you waking up in the morning and feeling better than you've ever had. Feeling as if the world is not dragging you, or you got 1,000 bricks on your shoulders because you're carrying the weight of the world. All because you stopped eating foods that were not nutritious, that you stopped eating foods that didn't match your blood type, that you stopped sitting in the bed all day and you stopped sitting in a chair watching YouTube and Facebook and Instagram messages. Instead, you're getting up and you're exercising, you're stretching, and you're doing things that make you feel good, that make your body wake up, doing Tai Chi and studying how your body rhythmically listens to you and it gives you messages. How about that? Getting up and doing 25 push-ups, then turning it into 50 push-ups, and then into 75, then 100 push-ups. And before you know it, if you consistently do this in 7 days, you may start doing 100 push-ups a day. up to 300 push-ups a day. And guess what what happens when you start doing that? You start noticing that your body is looking good after you take a shower when you look at yourself in your birthday suit. How about getting up and doing stretches, bends? How many people right now can actually do 20 squats like this? 20 squats like this. I know my head is going out. How many of you all can do that? How many of you all can do it with one leg? How many of y'all can do that with one leg? Go down as low as you can get and go up. Balance yourself out. How many of you all can do that? You notice when you get older, the things that were easy to do, you can't do them anymore because you got lazy. How many of you all can actually look at a word and look at a number and have it in your head and you can remember that number for the whole entire day? You remember when we were kids, they used to ask us, where do we live? What's our name? What's our address? What's our phone number? Stuff like that. And we had to rehearse that. I had to rehearse that every night before I went to bed. And to this day, I still remember my first phone number. I don't know if it's still in existence. I'm not going to say the whole number because I don't want some crazy person to actually call that number. And you know, remember the song 777-9311 from Morris Day and the Time? You know how, and 837-5309. You all remember that song? People actually was calling that number. So I don't want to give you all that number, but I can still remember it. Do you all remember certain songs from 20 and 30 years ago that you can still recite today, but you can't recite the latest song that's out because it really ain't music? This is how your body reacts. And the more that you give your body what it needs in order to function perfectly, eventually within 7 days, within 14 days, within 21 days, 3 weeks of dedication, you will be in a much better place. This is the law of repetition. The more you do it, the better you get at it. The more you drink fresh water every day, I'm going to promise myself I'm going to drink 3 glasses of water every day. Eventually, your body is going to say, okay, we can do it 5 times a day. I'm going to drink half a gallon of water a day. And you'll notice how your body's reacting. I'm going to start reciting certain things every day. I command myself to be great. I command myself to be prosperous. I command myself to be greater today than you were yesterday. This is the philosophy of what I was taught by my elder. So I'm going to give you all this story, the bigger picture. When I first started my regimen back in 2014, my elder came to my shop at the time. He did some reflexology on my feet, and from that, he understood everything that I needed to do. He found out my blood type. He gave me my supplements based upon my blood type. He gave me a regimen to follow according to my blood type. I did not understand why he gave that to me at first, but as time went on, I got to understand exactly why he gave me what he gave me. This is the same thing that I give to my clients, and this is how the process goes. You are going to make mistakes. So don't be afraid to make mistakes, because those mistakes are going to be your lessons that you're going to collect, or as they said in the movie, collectivize, for those who know where that came from. You're going to collect those documents, those small failures that you made, and it's going to end up turning into a lesson plan so that the next time you go through this, you know exactly what to do and what not to do. That's why you get a calendar and you get a book and your tablet, or you record things on your phone, but you keep notes. So as I went through this process, the first 6 months, I realized that I wasn't gaining weight, but I wasn't feeling sick. I wasn't feeling tired. I was actually more energized. My elder would ask me, how am I feeling? And why is it that, you still have a certain amount of your supplements? And I told him that I'm only eating once a day. But it ended up backfiring on me because I ended up getting sick again. I got hospitalized for the second time. And so my elder showed me a little trick to do at the time. I won't explain it on here. You'll have to inbox me and I'll explain that. It was a breathing technique because he studied Tai Chi. It was a breathing technique that he gave me. And it stopped something that was going on in my body. When I got to the hospital, we sat down. Well, I was on the phone with him. I sat down and we went over my notes. I was taking notes since October 2014 up to 2015. And that's when he said, you need to take your supplements 3 times a day. When I explained to him, I only eat once a day, he said, that's the problem. You can take that one meal that you eat and break it into 3 sections or 3 portions, but you need to take your supplements 3 times a day. And I said, okay, why is it so important that I take it 3 times a day? Because they were some big pills. And he said, because you have to fight the cancer cells at least every 3.5 to 4 hours, because your blood goes through your body every 45 minutes, 1 rotation. So every time you eat, you're giving your body 4 rotations of blood flow to go through and detect what's going on in your system. And by eating and taking these supplements, you are giving your body an opportunity to break down what I'm giving you and to help your body fight off the radical cells by actually feeding the good cells and the radical cells the proper nutrients, so that before 14 days pass, when the radical cell, you know, as a cancer cell, begins to develop itself into a new cell before it separates and the old one dies off and the new one goes on. When it sends off its spark, because that's how cells regenerate, they spark off. When it sparks off, the spark that it gives is weaker than it was the last time. And every month, you got 2 sessions of this cell breaking off and remaking itself. So if you go through 4 months of this, and every time you're feeding yourself 3 times a day the right nutrients, you are actually killing off the radical cell every 3 hours. You're poisoning it with the proper nutrients, which is natural electricity or electric foods, electrical substances, oxidized foods, higher pH level foods, or alkaline food. And as that cell, the radical cell, absorbs the nutrients, the good cells are absorbing it as well. And when they recreate themselves within the 28 to 31 day time span, you have a stronger, healthier cell, while the radical cell, every 14 to 18 days, when it develops its new self, it's a weaker version of itself. Now, listening to him tell me that in the hospital and him saying you were going to mess up, but now you have the lessons in understanding how to kill a cancer cell from an actual experience. In less than 4 months, I went from 162 pounds to 183 pounds. The tumor in my colon was shrinking. My weight got back up, and I started feeling a lot better. This is why it's important for you to remember the 1 day is equivalent to 3-day process. 1 meal broken down in 4 cycles that your blood goes through your system will help neutralize a lot of the problems that people who have cancer are suffering from. Not radiation, not chemotherapy, but natural healing. Now, I'm not going to say before I go any further that going to the hospital didn't help. Getting doctors' advice, listening to these doctors, I'm never going to say that didn't help. Go get yourselves checked out. But what going to the doctor did for me, it gave me an opportunity to actually take notes and listen to an allopathic method as well as a naturopathic method, because I believe that you need both of them. You have to learn. And what doctors fail at doing is actually explaining the entire process, because there's so much is so greedy to get money off of you, and they play the fear factor. But if you are taking this process seriously, don't rush it. This is not a sprint. This is a marathon. Take your time. At the end of that marathon, you're going to be in a much better place. So, number one, study the situation that you have. Get all the notes that you can. Study from the beginning, study the organ that is affected, study the time period that the organ actually heals itself, regardless of if you are sick or not sick. Study what it does. Study the process of that area that is affected or infected. That way, when you study it, this is what you're going to find out, as I did. You're going to find out little things about that area that you may not realize you could simply start applying, and you'll start seeing the issue get resolved. I'm going to use my story. I had colon cancer. I studied how long it takes for a colon to heal and repair itself. And when I saw that, it made me question, why is it that as fast as a colon can heal itself, why are you giving me stuff that actually hurts the body? So as I began to do that research, I realized that most of the problem that I have here is more stress related than health related. More stress related because I put myself under some really stressful conditions, trying to live up to a certain standard as an artist, a businessman, etc., than actually taking my time like I'm doing on this art piece right here. Instead of worrying about rushing the process, I slowed down. I slowed down. And yes, it was difficult, but I got through it. As I learned about the mistakes that I was making, I looked and realized that personally, hold on one, yo. Okay. Once I realized what my problem was, guess what I figured out? I had to stop rushing the process. I had to stop rushing the process. And Damon Dash, although he's not in the best place right now financially, allegedly, I remember meeting him in Florida in 2013, and I was telling him what I was working on, my brand. And I remember him telling me, if it takes you 10 years to get your brand right, and know that within them 10 years of going through everything, in 10 years, you'll make back all the money that you invested in 10 years in less than 1 year, would you ask yourself, if you knew this, would you go through the process? That's what I'm asking you all. In 4 months, if you take the process and fast and learn how to eat every 3 days, fast 1 day, you learn how to eat the foods that are according to your blood type and your alkaline chart, and you remove the pizzas, and you remove the high fructose corn syrup juices, and you remove the cakes and candies, and you get into a regimen, and you study things like Tai Chi, and you get into a Reiki class, or you do acupuncture, and you invest that time, and you take time, even though society is really messed up because everybody's broke, allegedly. If you can take 2 days off, turn your TV off, turn your radio off, turn your phone off, and just focus on you and healing and sitting down and praying and fasting and meditation. And in 4 months, you do this every week. 4 months, 4 months. And you take 1 day, just 1 day, and you remove yourself from society. 4 months, 4 months. That's 16 weeks. 16 weeks that you dedicate yourself to 1 day, that you're going to focus on nothing but you and your higher power. And at the end of those 16 weeks, you go back to the doctor and they tell you that your cancer levels are extremely low. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. Would you do it? That's what I did. And in studying and realizing that I was doing everything for the wrong reason, and I had to get back to myself, and I had to tell myself, I know you're frustrated. I know you're not where you want to be. But if you can just let it go for right now and do something for you and you only, go outside, go to the park, Go to an arcade. I love playing arcade games. Get on your bike. Go ride your bike. This may help you with your health. Do you know it took me 6 years? Listen to what I'm saying. It took me 6 years from going from being married to being divorced to being homeless to living in my sister's home, my friend's home, and doing everything I can, being hospitalized 3 times, trying to get a place, trying to just get some type of normality in my life after what I've been through. And as soon as I went to therapy and started saying, okay, I cannot win right now. Maybe I'm supposed to sit down. Maybe I'm supposed to be here. That's when I realized, yeah, you're supposed to be here because you haven't talked to yourself. You haven't came clean with yourself. And once I started getting that stress off of me, I'm like, I'm trying to do better and get better, but I'm failing. And I let it go. All right, I got to live with my sister right now. I don't want to live in my sister's house. I got to deal with her dogs. I got to deal with her kids. I got to deal with this environment. Just deal with it. But as I started dealing with it, I started writing down what was going on. I started a diary talking about the things that I'm bothered by. Then I looked into my marriage. Then I looked at all this stuff happened because I was trying to do too much at one time. I'm trying to live up to everybody's standards, but I wasn't living up to mine. And then cancer came. And then everything that I didn't need to happen happened. But I'm trying. But the direction in what I was trying to do was not in the direction where it needed to go. So I just let it go. All right, Spirit, where do you want me to be at right now? And then I started going to therapy. And going to therapy helped me look at what I was dealing with. And I'll never forget what this elder said. I hope I ain't losing nobody. All of this is going to make sense in a minute. I'm in this circle and I'm telling them that I'm upset about my marriage. And he's asking me, what is it about your marriage that you're so bothered about? Because I lost. What is it that you lost? I lost the woman that I was in love with, that I wanted to be with for so long. And one error that I didn't even know I did, and I didn't do it. I was a victim of something. She was already out the door. And I did everything in my power to get her back. And that man said to me, did you cheat on her? No. Did you screw up money? No. Did you pay bills? Everything that I was supposed to do, I did. And he said, did you love her? Like, hell yeah. And the man looked, everybody clapped for this man. This man been in the Super Bowl and don't realize that he was in it. You know how many people, you know how many women, Mr. Riles, would have loved to hear you say how you said you loved your wife the way that you said it? And there's women right now with men that give them everything and then some, and they still not happy with them. Because the one thing that you said, they're not getting from that man that has given them everything that they want. From this moment, Mr. Riles, stop feeling bad about something that you tried your best to be good at. I cannot express that any plainer than that. We get upset over things that we have tried our best to be good at, and we still fail. You're going to fail. But if you fail and you get back up and work hard to get yourself back in order, You didn't fail at all. You failed when you have given up and say, I'm not going to try this again. People fail because they quit. I never quit. Your body does the same thing. You getting where I'm going with this? Your body, even through the worst conditions that it may be under, it doesn't quit trying to live. All it asks of you is to make an effort to give it what it needs so that it can show you how it can recover. So you may have lost something and you're upset about it, but if you make an effort to do the right thing, you really never lost anything. You gained, actually. And there's a statement that a brother said online, and I really love this. He said, if that person left you, you didn't lose that person. That person got shedded off of you. You just shedded off something that no longer was good for you. Now, if you can turn that energy around, don't think that because you got cancer, you got this physical health issue is the worst thing that can happen to you. Maybe this is your body trying to shed off the old things that was emotionally built up inside of you, and you need to get this out. So learn how to release it. You may break down, you may cry, you may be in a four-cornered room looking at candles like the song Mind's Playing Tricks on Me. But when you in that four-cornered room looking at that candle, think about what you need to do to fix yourself so when you come out of that four-cornered room, you are in a better place. You know how people, when they hear they go to prison and they work out and they come home and they in the best shape of their life, they muscled up, they in shape, they get up early, they active. It's because something about prison or that solitary confinement, it does something to the human body. It makes the body adapt. And when it begins to adapt, it begins to train itself, to condition itself to be in that environment. Your body does the same exact thing when you have an illness. You got to learn how to focus and train your body and train yourself to get to the point where you are actually getting yourself ready for a battle that you will win. Every day is equivalent to 3 days. If you follow this philosophy before I go off, you're going to notice that things are going to go a lot smoother. If you work 3 days of your schedule into 24 hours, you'll never be late. You will always be on time. Get a piece of paper, get a notepad, get a calendar, and write down from this point, 14 days from now, I'm going to be in a better position to handle things. 14 days from now, I'm going to get this one thing taken care of. And if you can start from the smallest and work your way up to the biggest, by the time those 14 days pass, you're going to be in a better place. Lastly, if you ever know anything about credit, there's 3 numbers in the credit system that you should remember. The number 15, the number 3, and the number 1. And I'm going to finish off here. If you work 3 days into 1 day, and you do that system for 1 week, you'll be 21 days ahead of yourself. 21 days ahead of yourself. If you apply that method for 1 month, you'll be nearly 3.5 months ahead of yourself. That's how corporations operate. If you pay your bill 15 days before it's due, and then 3 days before it's due, and even 1 day before it's due, your credit scores will go up dramatically in 6 months. You will see an improvement in your credit. If you apply this method with your health, if you multiply 3 days of continuous work into 1 day, and you give your body 3 days of the nutrients that it needs, before the end of the month, you'll have almost 3 months of reserve in your body. You won't have hunger issues. You won't have that late night sweet tooth issue. Your body will regulate its weight. Most of the time, you'll get rid of different parasitical activities in your body, a lot of inflammation in your body. Your skin will look cleaner. Your eyes will be good. Don't look at mine because I'm always working. Your breathing will be better. You'll wake up a lot earlier. You won't need a clock and you'll feel a lot better. And your elimination time of all the waste in your system will go a lot smoother. You will notice a difference in the way that you think and you act. You'll feel a lot better. But if you apply it, if you don't apply it, excuse me, you'll never know how far you'll go. That's why you have to look at the bigger picture. Get a picture of yourself. You a work of art. Put you in a position where you would like to see yourself, and that's going to make you work harder. That's going to make you dedicated to seeing it happen and watch the end results. This video is dedicated to Miss Jamie, who actually ordered her ammo patch and power water supplements. I'll be going on a little bit later on tonight. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Please share this video if you need anybody to get inspiration. I know it may take a little bit longer, it's 36 minutes, but I hope you got the message. Until next time, I command you to be great. I command you to be prosperous. I command you to be greater today than you were yesterday. Till next time, peace.